episode 3734, Stop Making Everyone Happy.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. It's Friday. You made it to the end of the week. You got to get excited. Come on. I know you're excited for that. If nothing else, you can rest tomorrow, right? So when you got that, you can't help but smile. But this is one thing I got to tell you. Stop making everyone happy. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter. The Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. I want to give you a heads up here on our episode today because I'm sure you're thinking, stop making everyone happy. What do you mean by this? This is a confession day, and it's confessions of an upset mama. And I got to tell you this, and I want you to listen with an open ear and an open heart. This may not apply to you directly, but indirectly. You may see someone else going through this, and you might be one who can open the door, open up the conversation as into, let's look at things a little bit differently. Or you could pass on this particular episode to someone and say, hey, I was thinking of you. Take a listen to this. As a parent, it can feel like your entire job is to keep the peace. You want smiling kids, smooth mornings, and less grumbling behind closed doors. After all, isn't that what a happy family looks like? But here's the brutal truth. You know I'm going to be honest with you, and it's confession day. Sometimes you have to stop making everyone happy because you just won't. Not your kids, not your spouse, your partner, not even yourself all the time. And that's okay. You're not meant to please everyone. The idea of this perfect family where everyone gets their way is a myth. That might be a nice story we tell ourselves when the chaos settles for a moment, but real life, it's messy. It's uncomfortable sometimes. Okay, maybe more like a lot of times. And that's what raises kids who aren't just surviving, they're thriving. What you want, Mom, are children who adapt to change, handle conflict with resilience, and realize that the world doesn't bend to their every whim. We are handing things to our kids on a silver platter and sometimes now a platinum platter. And that's a bad thing because you just don't get to walk out of school when you're done graduating, switch over the tassel and say, I want to make this much money. Good luck. It takes some time. It takes some effort. You have to pay the dues. Now, I will say this. Yes, there are some who are blessed with money and they can pay their way that way. That's fine. We're not talking to you. But if you are listening, that's great. Still pay attention. We don't want our kids to be handed everything because guess what? What happens when their world begins to fall apart? Have you watched the news lately? I feel like that statement needs to be said over and over again. Have you watched the news lately? I'm not saying hang out with it every minute, but you need to be aware of what's going around in your own community, in your own church, in your own city, in your own state, in your own country, in the world. And I mean that honestly. And when you are sitting here going, okay, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'm not meant to please everyone. Okay, that means sometimes, no, many times, someone's going to be disappointed or upset. That's not your failure, Mom. That's parenting. You were given the gift to parent. You get to decide how to parent well. That is your Kids to Keep It Simple strategy. Parent well. Parenting well comes with all sorts of challenges. It does. There's not one book that's written that will give you the answer to absolutely every scenario. Why? Because there's an unlimited amount. I would be here for hours upon hours sharing you stories after stories with just my children, Having 5 children and then 2 grandbabies. Oh yeah, I have stories after stories after stories. And the seasons we've been coming out of lately, oh my goodness, I could write a series on some issues. I kid you not. And they might be coming. I'm just saying, we got to get the first book out. We may have a few other series coming down the line. But parenting well does come with all sorts of challenges. You get many lows and few highs. Or wait, do you? The way you parent well comes from how you show up, filled up as a parent with the best intentions. However, I must say that does not give a parent full reign to be a bully parent. This may or may not be you, but please hear me out. I've got to give this little insight here because unfortunately, sometimes we have kids raising kids. And I'm not talking about ages. I'm not saying you got a teen that had a baby when she was a teenager. I am not saying that at all. I'm saying the maturity, the wisdom, it's lacking big time. Just look outside your door. Go to the grocery store. When was the last time someone was kind to you because they were kind to you? Now, I'm not saying that's not out there in the world, but when you have more people doing the wrong things than the right things, don't you think there's a question mark? And some people would say, oh, half and half. No, like I said at the very beginning, have you watched the news? Don't live in it, but be aware of it. You have to be able as a parent to look at all sides of the stories you're told and know the reality of what is happening, not the one you make up in your head. Hear me out. Again, this may or may not apply to you, but you may see someone else. And if you're going to be a great parent, you've got to be willing to learn. You've got to be willing to stretch. And that means you better look in that reflection because I'm guaranteeing you right now, you do not know everything. And no, you're not always right. And I say that out of respect and love. Why? Because I've got a lot of growth to do too and a lot of learning. And I do a lot of things wrong. But let me tell you this, I've done a lot of things right. And that's why I show up here to talk about it, to raise the questions, to get in our heads, are we doing what's right? Or if you have influence, believe it or not, you have influence and impact. If you have friends, you have influence and impact. If you have family, you have influence and impact. Yes, I'm here to tell you that even parents tell themselves stories to make them feel like they are in the right in what they're doing. From disciplining to how they talk to their kids, the way they act, to way they may even coerce them into doing certain things because they think that's what's right. Have you noticed how broken down our family is? Can you tell there's a little bit of a confession thing happening here? We got a lot of stuff happening in this world right now, and we need to be very watchful and aware of what's happening within the privacy of our own 4 walls. But if you question that, or someone who loves your children questions that, it is a good indication you should look a little closer at the situation. Maybe you need to see things a little bit differently. The main thing here is to know your intentions as a parent and ensure that they are in the best interest of the child, not for your convenience. But a lot of times we're doing everything out of convenience. So what does it look like to really maintain peace without making everyone happy? How do you keep that home that feels peaceful without turning into a constant yes machine? All right. Can you survive that? Yeah, I'm here to tell you can. You're allowed to say no. So let's talk about it for a minute. Number 1, set non-negotiables with compassion. Make clear what rules and values aren't up for debate. Bedtimes, kindness, respect. If you are a person of faith and you're a believer, your religious beliefs would come into here. Stand firm, but explain why these matter. Kids feel safer when boundaries are consistent. They might grumble, but they appreciate knowing what's rock solid beneath their feet. Now, further, I want to remind you of this. Your child can say no, N-O. And if you're teaching them that they cannot, you are silencing them, telling them that they are not worthy and they do not matter. This is a disservice to anyone's child. A child deserves to be respected too, not just you as the parent. So when you're setting those boundaries and rules, those non-negotiables with compassion, you better look at yourself in the mirror. You better see, okay, is that who I want my child to be? And I'm not saying, all this like, oh, I'm the best ever. If you're always putting someone down, think about your sentences as you talk to people. I'm not talking about your kids, as you talk to your spouse or the other parent if you aren't married any longer. How are you talking? How do you talk to your siblings, your best friends? Are you kind to them or do you belittle them? Do you put them down all the time? Do you always try to puff yourself up? Think about that. If you're sitting here saying no one can say no, including my child, we got a problem here. That's a red flag, parent. That's a red flag. You are here to parent well. And that means your kids need to feel safe within the boundaries. Yes, you need to be consistent, but it's not all about, it stops with me. The buck stops here. They have a right to be respected too. And them saying no may save their life one day. Think about that. Number 2, validate feelings without caving. When tempers flare or tears come, acknowledge the emotions. Oh, sweetheart, I see you're upset because you wanted more screen time. I get it. That's frustrating. Validation doesn't mean giving in. It means you're listening. Who doesn't want to be seen or heard? Everybody does, especially your child. Feeling heard diffuses tension and builds trust, even if the answer stays no, as an N-O. Keep in mind, though, that doesn't mean you become a bully to your child again. Be firm with love. It's unconditional love. And just because your parents did it, by the way, doesn't mean you should. Think twice. I like to think at it from this perspective. Just because there's a lane there doesn't mean you get to go and drive in the lane. There might be a car there. Does that mean you just get to go over and hit that car? No. Same thing. Just because your parents raised you one way doesn't make it right. You have every right to be questioned by someone who else loves your children. That means the other parent. I don't care if you're co-parenting. I don't care if you've been married for 25 years. I don't care what it looks like. You guys need to have conversations and you need to do things right for the children, not for yourself. When you're doing it for yourself, honestly, you're just a bully. You just really don't care about your child. And finally, number 3, model calm, not perfection. No parent is a peacekeeping superhero 24/7. It's just not going to happen. When you mess up, because you're going to, or you lose patience, it'll happen. Own it out loud. Say, you know what? I'm sorry. Show them how to apologize and reset. Ask for forgiveness for what you did. This teaches kids resilience and emotional intelligence far better than any quote unquote perfect family photo ever could. If we would just slow down enough and stop chasing this whole idea of universal happiness and really aimed for harmony, how different would our world look? Parenting is the hardest job on earth. It is, no doubt. You'll have days you feel you're on top of it. You're on top of the world. And then you have those days you want to throw in the towel. Trying to make everyone happy is not sustainable. Living for happiness is the quickest route to burnout. You will find yourself there. But seeking harmony, now that's sustainable. Harmony means balance, understanding, respect, unconditional love, and growth, even when it's uncomfortable. You don't need to be everyone's hero or choreographer of perfect smiles. You need to be a parent who guides with unconditional love, strength, and clarity. That's how you build a family grounded in peace, not perfection. Your child is not property. They are a human being created in the image of God, fearfully and wonderfully made. So parent well. Don't make up excuses. Don't say, I'm too tired. I just, whatever. No, my parents did this and I grew up fine. No. Maybe start asking more questions before you think you have all the answers. That's when you got clarity. And when you got that clarity, then it's time for action. Stop chasing the impossible. Stop making everyone happy and start building harmony that lasts. That's when your family will share more smiles. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.